Hello all. No beanie tonight, as you can see, because it got wet in the rain, but I'll get into that later. And also, my hair is still wet, not because of said rain, but because I actually just got out of the shower. So, yeah, I need to buy more soap. But I digress. Today was the first day of my school's Comic-Con, and it was awesome as usual. It was really fun. I went to all sorts of panels. I went to one that was Voice Acting Olympics. They basically, people came up on stage from the audience and with the help of some actual really cool voice actors who came to visit the school. There was this one cool voice actress who was in a lot of games and anime. I think she's actually the current voice of Hello Kitty. And then the man who voices Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption. If you know, you know. I kind of know from the memes. I haven't played the game myself, but it looks amazing. It's basically like Cowboy Skyrim, or Cowboy GTA rather. It looks awesome, but unfortunately I never got to play it. But yeah, it was really cool, really fun. There's some people in the audience who were genuinely killing it with the voice lines. It was really cool. And then also, I went to a few other cool panels and whatnot. I went to a few that I think really gave me some more insight into some stuff about comics, because that's what the industry I want to get into. One of them had a cool some cool information about anatomy drawing, figure drawing for comics. Another one was a really cool author who she's publishing her own manga, and it was really cool to get some insight about what I can do to succeed and whatnot and everything. It was really cool. I also went to the vendors and I got some pretty cool swag, which I'll be showing you guys here in a second. I didn't spend too much money, so Mom, if you're watching this, please don't kill me. Besides that, the last thing that I went to was Anime Jeopardy, which last year at my school's con, I actually got pretty far, and I actually won second place prize, which was a $25 coupon to this really cool arcade food place that we have. And I remember in the same con, I got second place in a Scooby-Doo Jeopardy, and I got the exact same prize. So I got $50 worth of free food at that place. And when my mom came over to help me move out of the dorm at the end of the school year, we had a huge feast. And we even had enough of the coupon money left over to take home big slices of chocolate cake. It was awesome. Way better than the other prizes in those Jeopardy games. I don't remember the Scooby-Doo one, but I remember the Anime Jeopardy one was some really gross anime figurine of a girl. I mean, yeah, so no bueno. But yeah, Anime Jeopardy this year I definitely did not do as hot in, because I don't know, it had a lot of animes that I had no clue about, so can't really help that. It doesn't help that I'm not as nearly into that stuff as I used to be, for better or for worse. It's for better. But it was still fun. It was still pretty fun, and a guy that I had met in a Dragon's Tavern D&D club was there, so that was fun to hang out with him and whatnot. And he carried the team a little bit through some of the questions, so that was cool. And I'm surprised that I still knew a good amount of stuff, but it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. The guys who won, they definitely knew what they were doing. They definitely had some good knowledge. But yeah, I'm definitely really excited for tomorrow's panel, or rather tomorrow's con, because it continues tomorrow. However, it doesn't continue on as late, and I'm only really going to 3 things that I found really interesting. Only 3 things really interest me, and that was, there was one about fascism in different popular media. Then there was in Star Wars, and then there was one about how to draw cartoon animals, which would be fun. And then there was another Jeopardy challenge, a Has-Been Hotel Jeopardy challenge, which I'm absolutely prepared to dominate. I know Has-Been way better than I know anime, so it's one show that they're pulling questions from instead of an entire genre of media. So hopefully I'll be able to do better in it. Pretty excited. But as for the rain that I mentioned earlier, as soon as I got out of the con, because I've been in one of the main buildings of my school throughout the entire thing, because each floor had different stuff for the con, but I digress. Yeah, it was pouring rain to the point where I had to use my overshirt that I was wearing to cover myself from the rain. It got absolutely soaked. Same with my beanie, and same with the rest of my outfit. So I'm rocking a completely different outfit for tomorrow, obviously, with a hoodie built in, because protect myself from the rain. Oh yeah, another really cool thing that I saw at the con today was I forget their names. Oh, I actually have their card here. Yeah, the Society for Creative Anachronisms. Basically, really cool like reenactors, medieval reenactors, and like they have like really cool like sets of real armor, and like they fight each other with these specially crafted weapons, like mock weapons, like swords and daggers made out of like I forget what it was called, but it was basically like a specially treated like bamboo wood thing or whatever that wouldn't splinter, so it wouldn't like you wouldn't get splinters or anything. But it was really cool to see them fight. They were there last year too. It's always really cool, and we got to check out their weapons and armor after. But besides that, without further ado, let me go and show you some of the cool swag that I bought at the vendors market, which is one of the coolest parts of Comic Cons, to be honest. So let's get into it. Right, so I mostly got stickers, and then I also got a comic, which I'll get into in a second. This was actually a free one I got from one of the panels I went to. This is a really cool one. You never have too many dice. I agree. I have a massive amount of dice for D&D, and then also from the same vendor, a goblin one, because I absolutely adore goblins. I think they're awesome. I'm not a big fan of like evil goblins that you'd see in like video games or in Tolkien. I like my own version of goblins, which are little guys, akin to the ones in Labyrinth, classic Jim Henson movie. Then I got these from another vendor. I got one of Jack's, everyone's favorite rabbit from Digital Circus. I think the penultimate episode of Circus is coming out the 20th, so that's going to be really exciting. I marked my calendar the second I saw the trailer, but yeah, I'm actually going to give this as a gift. I actually got like a little bonus from this vendor, so that's really cool. That's cute. Then we got Blitz from Helluva Boss, the spin-off of Has Been, for those who don't know. A Helluva Boss short actually came out today about Bigfoot, and it was hilarious. Really awesome. Definitely. And he has to be like my favorite character in the whole show, besides Luna, his daughter, actually. And then we have the one and only, the GOAT himself, Glep, co-founder of the Smiling Friends. Rest in peace. I just couldn't pass up on my boy Glep. There were some other Smiling Friends ones too, but I loved this one the most. I'm a sucker for character designs with like huge hats like this. I think it's like, and it's so funny on a little whatever Glep is, on his head. It's like he could hide in there and just live there. But yeah, I mean, come on, it's my boy Glep. I love Glep. Who doesn't? And then this is the coolest thing that I got from the vendors. The last thing I got from the vendors too, I think, and it is a self-published comic book, actually. And the creators, like the writer and artist, they're actually from my hometown, and they got this thing self-published. And I thought that was really awesome and inspiring. And the artist actually signed it for me when I bought it from him. But it looks really awesome. I flipped through it a little bit. It looks really cool. Haven't read it yet, but it is definitely awesome. And when I found out that, it was a self-published work, which is, something that I hope to do someday, is self-publish. And also it was from, people from my hometown. I thought, that's really awesome. So, and besides, you got to support smaller artists, because, I'm a smaller artist. Well, very, very small. I don't think I've even, sold anything art-related ever. But that may change. I don't know. But, yeah. Overall, really cool. I'm fairly excited for a second day of paneling and the second day of con. But yeah, I'll let y'all guys know how that goes, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, peace, happy con.